Donald Trump is right. Washington, D.C. does have a crime problem. It's out of control. They've got a felon in the White House.
We're moving the encampments away. There are many places that they can go, and we're going to help them as much as you can help.
President Trump says federal officials will be removing homeless encampments across Washington, D.C. as part of his effort to, quote, clean up the nation's capital and make it great again.
So he's making it clear that Chicago, Los Angeles, he's coming there too.
We're going to look at New York in a little while. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's see. It's going to go pretty quickly. And if we need to, we're going to do the same thing in Chicago, which is a disaster.
He called Gavin Governor Newscum. Governor Newscum.
Gavin Newscum is incompetent.
And he said that the mayor of Chicago was incompetent and the governor, Pritzker, he's incompetent too.
One thing that is leaving me very speechless is, was it necessary to deploy the National Guard like that just for the sake of removing homeless people off the streets? Like, I don't know, do homeless people have pew-pews that they are gonna say no, or they're gonna... Anyway, so many people are saying that was just intimidation. This conversation has gone south, ladies and gentlemen. The National Guard, the no homeless people, some people are saying, oh, it's a target on black people. Other people are saying, well, it was necessary because it is the capital of the United States. It needs to look better. It needs to be treated better. It needs to look a certain way. It needs to feel safer. Right now, it's not safe. But a lot of people have a problem with the fact that on the internet, DJT posted black people like as if they are the thieves, like as if they are the ones that commit the crimes, like as if they are the only ones that are homeless. So that's the discourse. And I bring it to you, ladies and gentlemen. What is your thoughts on this entire DC martial law deployment of the National Guard, homelessness people? What do you think about it? Like, what do you think Trump is trying to do? And do you feel black people's reactions are valid? But of course, I've seen also black people saying, well, the man is right. Like, our cities need to be cleaner. Like, they need to be safer. Like, he's just doing this for the betterment of the country. But then other people are saying, well, he's coming to New York City and he's coming to Chicago. Like, he is trying to show that only places that have black people are the ones that have a problem. What do you think about it?
So y'all listen up. As of today, there will not be no more homeless people sleeping on the streets in Washington, D.C. Now, this is breaking news, y'all. Trump made a tweet last night and he's saying that today he was going to have a press conference. So I think he already had the press conference and he's saying that he will deploy 1,000 National Guards to Washington to help clean up the streets. So he's saying that he wants Washington, D.C. to be back clean as possible. So he's saying that the homeless people will be off the streets. They're going to find them somewhere to go. And he's saying that the people that's down there causing crime, criminals, will be locked up immediately. So they're saying as of today, he said as of today, it's thoughts. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, and where are they going to house these homeless people? Because I want to know how you evict the homeless. Y'all let me know in the comments. Like, share, comment, and repost. So this is allegedly. And TikTok, this is for entertainment purpose only. I'm only on here to bring awareness to my friends for educational purposes only.
We have a mayor there who's totally incompetent. He's an incompetent man. And we have an incompetent governor there. Pritzker's an incompetent. His family threw him out of the business, and he ran for governor. And now I understand he wants to be president. But I noticed he lost a little weight, so maybe he has a chance, you know?
He is flat out saying that as soon as he's done getting this rolled out in D.C., he's headed to Illinois and he's headed to California. That's what's coming. I hope that everybody listened to what he was saying, because he's making it perfectly clear. I don't know what else people need to see to understand that we are under a fascist authoritarian government now, but I mean, the writing is on the wall.
I can't be the only one that's seeing the videos of the National Guard jumping out of helicopters with parachutes, landing on the 24-hour music festival that has extended its way to DC. I want you guys to know this is not normal. I want Like, they're going to try so hard to convince people that them flying out of the sky armed in order to control the U.S. citizens that pay the taxes, for them to do that to begin with is normal. They're going to try very hard. What's happening in D.C. is happening in L.A., it's happening in Portland. And right now, especially I think with D.C., because D.C. wasn't even like a really big protest city. I'm sure they were having their demonstrations, but in comparison to LA or Portland, I feel like DC is the first step before we start seeing things happening like that in Phoenix, New York, legitimately anywhere he feels like there are enough people that don't like him. I guarantee we start to see this. Please prepare yourselves. I'm not telling you this is the end. I'm not telling you the sky is falling down, but in the world where they're sending in military troops to fall out of that same sky, it's important to be aware of what's going on. Last thing you want to be doing is driving to work and seeing that. You're not going to know what to do if you don't know.
What's going on, peace, my brothers? How you doing? My sis, how you feeling? Real fast. Y'all president. Now, speaking of MAGA, conservatives, Republicans, whatever. You know who I'm talking about. The orange fellow. Pretty much wants homeless people in Washington, D.C. to leave. As a person that lives in D.C. and been in the DMV since 1987, homelessness has always been here. But he wants them to go. Where are they going to go? They don't have a place to stay. See, this is where the dementia and all that stuff kicks in. For me, because I see it. But here's a broader picture I want y'all to think of. Farmers are having trouble getting workers, right, because of his immigration stuff. What's the 13th Amendment? What I'm getting at is, if you can round up illegals, undocumented, and the homeless, and somehow do concentration camps or what have you, or incarceration, and get them to work basically for free in those same fields. Yeah, I'm speaking of a different style of slavery. Broad picture. Very broad picture. And some of y'all gonna say that's conspiracy, blah, blah. I don't put it past nothing with this administration. This racist, extreme administration. If you don't think he's gonna try to pull this off, you're fooling yourself. Homeless people need to leave. I'm going to crack down on crime. If you look at statistics, DC's crime has actually gone down since 2023. Go ahead and look it up. I'm not going to go through that. But DC also has normal crime just like any other city. So what he's saying is bull. He's probably saying it because one of those Doge boys got his ass whooped. Talking shit. But nonetheless, he wants homeless people to leave. DC needs to be beautiful. DC's already going through gentrification like a motherfucker right now. Homeless leave. Man, please. Watch what I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's what he's thinking.
I'd like to tell you a first-hand account of what I saw on the streets of DC last night, and I'll be honest, it scared me. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor, citizen of the United States, and I live in the DC area. So last night, I was in a part of DC that has a large percentage of the queer establishment, queer-owned bars and nightclubs, and as well as black and brown owned businesses as well. And when I got there, I saw something really disturbing. On the corner, there were 10 officers in tactical gear. They had badges that said FBI, Homeland Security, and some that didn't have badges, they just had the tactical gear. I've been to this area several times. I've never seen a presence like that. There were 10 of them on this one corner. And I was there. I was gonna go live if anything sketchy happened. And I realized after sort of walking around the corner that one of the dance clubs was having a Latino night, and it was a Latino DJ, all Spanish music, and that was really concerning to me because why did they choose the corner next to that specific event? Eventually, a Caucasian man that looked like he had had a little bit too much to drink came up to the officers and just made some really bad decisions. He was yelling expletives in their face, telling them they were not welcome in the city, that they needed to leave and go home, and all of the things that you expect. Eventually he stopped, he took a lap around the block, and then he made it back to the corner where they were and Subway was. Subway was right behind him. And he got his sandwich and then came out and started doing the same thing again. The federal agents were laughing at him, and as his anger escalated, he threw the Subway sandwich at them and bolted. And then 8 of these officers in tactical gear chased him down and tackled him on the pavement. The other 2 officers eventually went over to the rest of them and hung out with them. I stuck around near where the Latino event was happening because I was going to non-violently resist if there was going to be an arbitrary raid on that event, and was going to go live. And about 10 minutes later, another group of about 10 officers in tactical gear walked by, a different group, a second group. Eventually, I came to understand that they were patrolling this one area. They had chosen the area with all of the queer venues and black and brown owned businesses, and I'll be honest, it was scary. It felt like something was deeply wrong, and for me, this is something that I feel like we should know. This happened before. This was the night before the president said that he was going to deploy the National Guard to DC and take control over the DC police. I will continue to be telling you my stories, and I'm even going to go live tonight to show you what it looks like. So if you see that, that will be a first-hand account. But I thought you should know.